Good morning students. Now today we will do the revision of chapter 4, that is sorting materials into groups. So first of all we have to learn what is sorting actually. So sorting means separation of substances or materials into groups on the basis of their different properties or on the basis of their similarities. So in this sorting, or when we do this sorting, when we separate them, then that process is known as classification. So here you can easily see what is classification. Classification means the process of sorting and grouping things on the basis of a common or similar property. When you will see that when you will see a lot of things around you in your surroundings, then you can easily classify them whether the things are having the similar property or they have some property which is common, or they all are having some different properties. So on the basis of that you can classify the things, okay, as well as you can separate them. Okay, now in this we will learn about what are the materials we come across in our daily life. So that materials may be man-made or natural. Natural materials are like the cotton, jute, silk, or plants, animals, okay, whatever we are getting from nature naturally, okay, and man-made which are made by the man. Okay, so the materials we came across may be either man-made or natural. Okay, so you know that one material can be used to make so many objects, or one object can be made up of from so many materials, or more than one material. Like if we will take an example of a box, then what happens? A wooden box is there, okay, or we can just take an example of box. So box can be made up of wood, or it can be made up of any metal or plastic, etc. Okay, now if we will take an example, so here what we have concluded, that a particular object can be made up of more than one material. Now one material can be used to make more than one object. Like you can take the example of wood. Wood can be made can be used to make box, chair, table, bed, bat, doors, windows, etc. Okay, so likewise we came across in the classification or in the sorting of materials into the different groups. So when we will continue this chapter, then the next topic will be the states of materials. States of materials, so you know that in your surroundings there will be the three types of materials basically. First one will be the solids, second one will be the liquids, and the third one will be the gases. All these three are the states of matter. And what is matter actually? Anything that occupies a space and has mass. So all the solids, liquids and gases, they occupy this space as well as they have a particular mass in them. Okay, and how these states of matter made up of? These states of matter are made up of the tiny particles known as atoms. Okay, these atoms are are invisible to our normal eyes. Okay, now let's discuss the different properties of these states of materials. So solids, you know that they have definite shape and size. Okay, liquids have definite size but no definite shape. Okay, in liquids, in place of size we basically take volume. Okay, so liquids have definite volume but no definite shape, because they can change the shape of the container in which they will be poured. Next is gases. Gases have neither a definite shape nor a definite volume. They can take all the available space to them, as well as they can take the size, or they can easily increase in size or their volume, because the molecules in the gases are very far apart from each other, and when the gases will be released they can easily cover the whole space. Okay, so that's why gases do not have a definite shape and size. So in these three states, one thing is means in our surroundings we have one thing which exists in these three states, that is water. Water has its form in the liquid state also, that is ice. In the in the solid states, that is ice. In the liquid state, that is water. And in the gaseous state, that is water vapor or steam. Okay. Now by these properties you can easily differentiate between the solids, liquids and gases. Now next is the properties of materials. There are so many properties of materials when we look towards the different materials. From these properties only we can be able to know about the different materials, or we can feel the different material. Okay, difference in them. First one is color, odor and taste. When you are just taking like if you are asked to choose any of your favorite spice or any of your favorite dress, then what you will prefer first? It's color. Okay, so color basically will help you in sorting the materials, in classifying the things. Odor, if you want to select a perfume, then you will take odor as its property. Okay, by just simple looking on the looking at the bottle, the perfume bottle, you will not select the perfume. You will select the perfume by smelling, by smelling its odor. Okay, so odor will be its property in selecting. So we are discussing over here the different properties of the materials. When we will just work with the different materials, then what kind of properties we have to know about them. Okay, now the third one the third one is taste. So if I want to ask you your favorite dish or the edible item, then you will first prefer, you will just think about, okay, what will be the very tasty, or you have your favorite dish or favorite any ice cream flavor based on your taste. Okay, so these all are the properties by which you can easily know about a different material. Okay, now the second one is appearance. Appearance means वो दिखने में कैसा है. Okay, like if you will take the example of metals, then metals have their shiny appearance. Okay, and that shine is known as actually luster. Lustre. That shine is known as luster. Lustrous materials are those which have shine, which have luster, and basically these lustrous materials are actually metals. And non-lustrous materials are those which do not have shine, like wood. Okay, wood do not have shine, so it will come under non-lustrous material. So these are the properties of the shiny material or the non-shiny material. Or we can say, if you want to know which is metal or which is wood, so you can come with this property also. You can easily classify the object based on this property. Next property is hardness. When you will touch the surface, if that surface will appear rough, then it must be hard surface which cannot be compressed easily, pressed easily. And the soft one which can be easily compressed or pressed. Like if you will take an example of the hard substance, so that will be rock or any stone or the metallic things. Okay, but if you will take the example of soft substances, then it must be cotton or we can say wool. Okay, all these are the soft substances which can be easily compressed. Okay, next property is solubility in water. Now you can easily see here I have just divided this particular property into the two groups, soluble and insoluble, and miscible and immiscible. Students, always remember, when you are writing or when you are learning about the solid substances on the basis of solid substances under the solubility in water, then you have to use the soluble and insoluble substances. But when you are learning about the liquids or the gases, then you have to use miscible and immiscible. Okay, so those solids which can be easily dissolved or mix in water and become clearly invisible, then that substances, that solids are known as soluble substances. Whereas those substances which are insoluble, which cannot be dissolved in water, are known as insoluble substances. So solubility is a property of a substance Okay, it is the property of a material to dissolve in liquid. Okay, so solubility, like if you will take the example of salt, so salt has its property to get soluble in water, so that solubility is the property of a substance. Okay, next is solubility of liquids. So liquids, for liquids we'll use miscible and immiscible. So those liquids which can be dissolved in water are known as miscible liquids, and the liquids which cannot be dissolved in water are known as immiscible liquids. Okay, same with the gases also. If you will just take an example of a gas which can be soluble in water or not, then for the gases also you will use miscible and immiscible, because liquids and gases come under the fluids category, FLUIDS, fluids category. Okay, now next one is डेंसिटी. डेंसिटी मीन्स कि वो कितनी भारी है, वाटर के जो भी सब्सटेंस आप यूज़ कर रहे हो वो वाटर के कंपैरिजन में कितना भारी है. सो ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ द डेंसिटी ऑल्सो वी कैन क्लासीफाई द मटीरियल्स, और वी कैन हैव द प्रॉपर्टीज ऑफ द मटीरियल्स ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ इट्स डेंसिटी. सो द सब्सटेंस विच इज़ डेंसर देन वाटर, देन इट विल सिंक इन वाटर. अगर जो सब्सटेंस वाटर से भारी है तो वो क्या होगा, वाटर के अंदर डूब जाएगा, इट विल सिंक. ओके, बट इफ द सब्सटेंस इज लाइटर, और या इफ अ सब्सटेंस इज लाइटर देन वाटर, देन इट विल फ्लोट ऑन वाटर. वो अगर हल्का है तो वो तैरेगा. जस्ट लाइक इफ यू टेक एन एग्जाम्पल ऑफ लीफ, देन लीफ इज lighter than water, it has less density than water, then what happens, it will float on water. But if you will take an example of a metal coin, then it will it has the higher density than water, then it will sink in water. Okay, so this is how you can means know about the properties of the materials. And the last property of the material is transparency. Transparency is actually that property by which you will come to know whether a substance or a material will allow the other objects on the other side of it can be seen clearly. Or we can take in a simple language that transparency is a property of substance which allow us to look in the opposite direction of that particular substance. You can take an example of glass. Okay, when you will look in the glass, you can easily see the opposite side also. Okay, that means the glass is a transparent substance. But if you will take an example of a wall, then you can't see through wall, you can't see the opposite side of the wall, the back side of the wall. That means it is an opaque substance. So we can know about the transparent substances. Transparent substances are those which can pass the light through them, or by which we can easily see the objects on the other sides. Okay, examples are clear water, glass, plastics, okay, etc. Next is translucent. Translucent is that property by which you can partially see the other side's object. Okay, which do not allow you to see clearly, but partially you can see. Partially means the things at the other side will not be so much clear, but little bit clear. Okay, and the last one is opaque. Opaque objects are those by which you cannot be able to see the other sides of the of that particular screen, and that property is known as opacity. Opacity, OPACITY, opacity. Okay students, so this is all about the chapter. I hope you understood it and just revise it properly.